Welcome back to the channel. This is Off the Pitch, brought to you by Azar Studios. You know, in those days, there used to be this introduction. We're playing basketball. But we're not playing basketball. We're talking basketball. Uncanny Sam and the Bishop joins me. And there's been some shake-up in the NBA. The NBA free agency. In the past 48 hours.
72 hours, I think.
Yeah, this is day 4.
Yeah,
this is day 4.
Yes.
This is day 4. So in the past 72 hours, we've been seeing moving here, move out. But my darling team, you know, this is my. Why are you laughing?
So you have a darling team?
Yes. See, the Milwaukee Bucks are dear to my heart. And even though I know that we are riding on past glory, but at least our glory is more recent than a certain football club in London. I will not call the name. My own glory is still very much recent than that club. Damian Lillard. The Bucks have waived him and they are going for Turner. Turner will come in. And they are stretching it, you know? Stretch it like the way one certain Premier League club used to stretch the payment of bringing in players.
Right?
And just the beauty of it.
Now, in the NBA, when your contract is waived, it means you become a free agent. You're no longer contractually committed to that team. But because you have contractual commitment, it shows they need to pay you off.
Yes.
So they say, you know,
instead of paying him off at once,
you pay him 5 years.
He's supposed to be paid in 2. He was supposed to be taking, I think, 110, right? 111. So in 2 years, which is about first year 54, second year I think 56 or thereabout. They decide to say, you know what, we're waiving you. You're not a free agent. You're free to sign wherever you want to sign, because this season you're going to be injured. You have an problem. And you're not going to.
There's no chance you'll play in the new season.
There's no chance you're going to play in this season.
Is it right, deal?
No, of course it is, because
financially, maybe.
Financially, I mean, they have the longest, just like the Chelsea amortization. No waiver has actually been this long. This is about the longest. 5. I think the other one was that of Joachim Noah, I think, for 2 or 3 years. This is the longest, right? They're going to pay the first 2 years. Then by the time he gets another club, I think that goes of them. Yeah, completely. But now here is where how the whole thing got interested. You're letting him go for a reason. You want to keep what's his name? Giannis at all costs. This is not the first time you did that. Yeah. And each time you attempt to keep Giannis, you end up messing up things. Because in an attempt to keep Giannis for the second time after winning the championship, you let go Drew Holiday.
Yeah, Drew Holiday.
You let go. Now, the first time when you wanted to keep him, you let go Eric Bledsoe, right? Then the second time you wanted to keep him, you let go Drew Holiday. Now when you let go, what's his name? Bledsoe, you brought in Drew Holiday. It works. They won the championship. Amazing. Then the following season, injury and other things, they couldn't go far. Then Giannis was up for his max contract. Then, you know, they've never even allowed him to get to a place where his contract is almost expiring. Because I think
2 years too.
2 or 3 years in his present contract. I think they're doing this thing now. They are doing it to keep Giannis, right? But the question is this. That's why when you ask me, is it a good or a bad deal? The question is Giannis still willing to stay in that team? If Giannis is still willing to stay in that team, for me, speaking, it's a bad deal, because you're still letting go one of the key part of that team, Brook Lopez. He has gone to, trying to remember the team, I think the Clippers. Brook Lopez. Fine, I know you got Myles Turner as his replacement, but Myles Turner number and Brook Lopez number are not the same. But you're doing all these things.
Too far away anyway.
Yeah, well, Brook is older.
Yeah.
Brook is, I think, 38, 39, while Myles Turner is just 31, if I'm not mistaken. So the thing is this, you would have actually get that copy. Well, I don't know if this is going to make this guy to commit, because despite all this signing, he has not said anything.
He has not committed yet.
You know how playful he is. Sometimes ago, if probably he was, now people are a bit confused. Is he still interested? Because they've made this major move. And they've resigned their 6-man, what's his name? Bobby Portis. They've extended his contract. Yeah. So, but Giannis is still quiet. Giannis have not said anything. Giannis have not said he's leaving. And clubs as a club, teams are chasing him. Yeah. I mean, the Warriors are after him. The Lakers are, a lot of clubs are. So he has not said anything. But if at the end of the day, Giannis is going to stay, I wouldn't see, is a deal that is neither here nor there. Because if you're letting go of Brook Lopez, you should go for a better upgrade of Brook Lopez. Not the guy that is slightly younger and his number are no better than that of Brook Lopez. And would that convince Giannis to stay? And would that give you, and mind you, Lillard is going through. Lillard is gone. As it stands right now, among the team, like you say, your darling team, among the guys that won that championship for them in 2021, only Giannis is still there.
Only Giannis is left.
PJ Tucker is gone. Brook Lopez is gone.
Yeah.
And Chris Middleton is gone. Drew Holiday is gone, and Drew Holiday has gone ahead to even win another championship.
Right?
So, is it a good deal? Sincerely speaking, I'm neither here nor there, because it does not make
them
a better
trying
team.
To keep one player, you are letting go of. Trying to keep one player, letting go of the best of the whole core of the team,
and they didn't start it today. And he didn't make them a better team. With this, are they? Even if Yanni is going to stay with Myles Turner and Yanni, are they going to be a better team? Would they be a better team than?
Can they get to
the Rockets? than
I don't think so.
You're simple. So
I know I was.
I think the Bucks didn't even make the playoffs last season.
no, they did, and they were knocked out in the first round.
Okay, they were knocked out in the first round.
Was it
By the OKC, now you forgot.
Yes, it was injured.
Yes.
Is it OKC? No,
by Giannis was injured.
No, Giannis was there. Giannis played. I couldn't. He had an altercation again. You forgotten he had issue with this guy's father.
It's true. He
had issue with Halliburton's father. John Halliburton.
Exactly. Now this is it with the Bucks. Now that they are trying to, of course, preserve Giannis at all costs.
They're trying to keep him at all costs. Yeah.
Keep him at all costs.
Yeah.
Now you look at it on the court.
Yeah.
You should be trying to progress, because if you make the playoffs and you are going out
from the first round,
in the first round of the playoffs
for 3 years straight.
There's no progress since winning.
Yeah.
Because one thing I've seen with the Bucks is that it is easy. Once you mention the Bucks, the first thing that comes to the head is Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah.
And because he's their poster boy.
Yeah.
But beyond that,
I'm one of the most talented player right now in the NBA.
Ourselves. When the Golden State Warriors are not getting right, they don't care. They'll try and do a shake-up.
Yeah.
When the Lakers also things are not going right,
but no.
They'll also do a shake-up.
They'll do a shake-up around the main guys, around the Clay
No,
Thompson, around the
I'm not disputing the fact that you do a shake-up
around them.
But when you do a shake-up around Giannis and you are now bringing in players who are not,
lesser,
that's what I'm going to.
What you're letting
so
go.
Of what shake-up are you not doing?
When they go to State, I'm a Golden State fan. When they let go of some of the key players, they brought players who were at least, if not at par, but better. But like, if you looked at your analysis, like that's what I asked the question: was it a good deal? I think in the side where it helps their financial cap, fine. They keep Giannis, that's on that win. But if you look at the team, can this team compete? We agree there's 2 more time for.
Can they get to the playoffs? Their conference playoffs final.
Can they even win their conference?
They can't. As it stands today, they can't. They can't.
I mean, that's what we're saying. I'm sorry, you're gonna have a long season for Abdul, because if you're gonna be following the Bucks again next season, it's gonna be a long season. Because
this time around, I'll align my followership to Rivers.
Their sins are too many. I think franchise should learn how to calm down after winning the championship. When they won the championship, they wanted to continue winning the championship. They wanted to win another one immediately.
Yeah, immediately.
That was the same issue that what was his name, the Toronto Raptors had. Now, franchise should learn how to just calm down. You won the championship. Your little shake-up is going to happen. You're unfortunate enough to have Giannis getting injured several times.
Yeah.
Even Chris Middleton was injured. He didn't start. So find a way of preserving. When you look at the teams that have actually been winning for years, look at how they've been able to preserve the Klay Thompson,
the Steph Curry,
the Draymond Green for years.
Yes.
That's what traditional. Even in Myles Turner that you're talking about, for them to get to this place, Myles Turner has been with the Pegs for 10 good years. He was drafted in 2005, right? Yeah. No, 2015, sorry, not 2005. So if you can't find a way of keeping the core of the team, then if you are letting go, look, one of their biggest or one of their ugliest deal was letting go Drew Holiday. Perimeter defender.
That's the biggest one in recent times.
Yeah. And it cost the team.
You did that because you want to win the championship.
You handed your opponent a gift.
That's it. Because you want to win the championship. You ended up sending him to a place where he won the championship. And since then, you've been panicking, going up and down, trying to do what you can do. We understand that when you got him, he won the championship. If it's not working right now, right, stop scattering the core of the team, if you ask me. Because if you ask me, letting go Chris Middleton.
It's scattering. It's not building.
Letting go, yeah.
In their mind, they are shaking up, they are rebuilding.
Now, the thing is this, right? They don't have draft asset. And letting go Chris Middleton during the middle of the season was a bad one. Then, now rushing for a Myles Turner, whose number is not astonishing. Is equally a bad one. Now, so the thing is, and he's not even, he's no longer young again.
That's what he has prospects.
You know the funniest thing?
At 38, can he play the
You know the funniest thing? Letting go your coach who was not actually doing that bad. Talking about Mike Budenholzer. Was equally another bad thing that you've actually done. So in the space of 3 years.
I think the reason they let the coach go, because I think after they had won the league, they expected the progression. You get? Like he said, getting knocked out in the first round wasn't
Who does recruitment in the NBA? Who does recruitment? The coach or the guys in the front desk?
The guys in front desk.
So how is that the coach problem? The reason why Masai is going,
with what
he spoke about Masai the other day here, because he's one in charge of recruitment.
Fantastic guy.
He's one in charge of. So if the team is not progressing, you're not going to blame the coach. No, you're going to blame the guys in charge of recruitment. In the NBA, I mean, now people are looking at what's going to happen with Nico Harrison, talking about Dallas Mavericks, letting go look at Doncic. So let's see what happens going forward. If things go south, in years to come, everybody will go hard on him and say, look, you did a bad business. Nobody's going to be calling out the coach.
It's going to be a disaster.
Nobody will call Jason
I'm
Kidd.
still waiting for the right time to
No, it's not going to be a disaster with what I'm seeing right now. They had number one pick and Flag Copper.
Yes, Cooper Flag, yeah.
Copper Flag. And they looks indomitable right now. They look indomitable. So it's not going to be a bad one. So, I mean, for Bucks, come on. I don't know. For me, not a good business.
Well, let's look at that trade, including the fact that I'm saying that SGA is getting a bumper
Wow.
He's the face. $25 million.
He's
My brother.
You know,
my brother.
By the last, I've forgotten where I kept this analysis. Just like the way we analyze that of what was his name, Cristiano Ronaldo. He'll get to a point where for every game he plays, he's going to earn close to $1 million.
Yes, for a game plays.
For a gameplay, that was by 2020. I mean, by 2020 and 2030. For each game plays, he's going to earn.
I still think
so
we're doing
now,
the wrong job. I still have that feeling. I don't know.
For now, you know the funny thing. You know
Anyway.
when it happens, right? When I was following the trade and I realized next season more than 50 players in NBA will earn more than £50 million and above. Now come back to football.
No, I think the NBA.
I'm not going back to football.
NBA
that's
that's one area in basketball.
Yeah, that's one.
It's
my mind.
It's like the
come back to
Champions
the
League of
top-
basketball.
My mind quickly come back to the top 5
teams
leagues
here
in Europe.
Yes.
I doubt if you have up to 20
No,
players that will
nobody.
earn up
No.
to 20 million.
Nah.
No, it's not
dollars.
possible.
Don't you? Even though they're a huge player, a
You
fantastic,
understand?
a world class.
So I'm talking about in the top. I'm looking at
No, yeah.
England alone. I doubt if you
top
have that.
five European
So
leagues.
looking this, I was like,
No, except you go to the top 5 Saudi Arabian leagues.
funny enough, for now it's temporary because there could be a deal that will surpass that.
Exactly.
So we might soon be hitting the $100 million
Very soon.
dollar deal a year in the NBA. Does he deserve it? Completely, he does. Amazing guy, the
MVP,
face of the franchise.
MVP,
What they're trying to do right
4
now is
over
to
4.
keep
I've tried only 4 over 4.
That was
MVP final,
Conference final.
conference
Season,
final, regular
season
season
final.
I think
and then main final.
the main final. So it's 4
Yeah.
over 4. But guys, let me chip in this question. It's been on for a very long time. Football, basketball, which is more richer?
basketball, no NBA.
Of course, NBA.
NBA, not
But
basketball.
The funny thing about the NBA is the other side of the argument is
Yeah.
the coverage of the NBA.
Yes.
It's just an American game.
Just
While in
America,
football,
just America.
You have
It's why-
all
Yeah,
over
it's
the
world.
world.
It's
So I would not
worldwide.
even go
So
there.
this-
No, when you see this guy get this contract, right? I mean, you're talking about the
It's
viability of the
sickening.
economy.
It's sickening.
The American economy is
Let me even
viable.
wow you. Which 38-year-old LeBron James
Yeah.
will get that kind of 52 million?
Which 38-year-old can get such
He's
a football?
40. No, come on, Cristiano just got more than
No,
that.
Cristiano
football.
is
He's a
one.
superwoman.
Cristiano
He's not
is
a footballer.
one.
He's a
They
superwoman.
have a lot
One.
of 38. Durant is getting more than 50.
Yeah.
What was his name? Steph Curry's getting more than
By
50.
30, football,
But
they
how
think
many
you're
can we
old.
mention in
By
football?
30, they think you're old.
How many can we mention? If you mention Cristiano Ronaldo, you
You mention-
slightly
you
mention
mention
Messi.
Messi's not even up to
Yeah,
30 a year.
of
I doubt
course.
if he's up to 30 a year.
It's not up to.
He's up to
I'm
30
just
a
saying
year.
If you
you
add other
slightly
things, because
mention-
he's a shareholder.
Yeah, it's a shareholder. and
But if
all
you
of
add
this.
those like
If
Messi,
let's say you
shareholder,
add-
that's something
and
million
that's the
pounds.
end.
Yeah.
You don't have any other person.
You know, with all the noise,
There's no
with all the
active
noise, let me
footballer
just
in
shock
Europe
you
that
guys
earns
again.
700.
Let me shock you guys again. With all the noise about Osimhen, right? What Osimhen is asking for is $12 million.
12 for Saudi
$12 million.
Arabia. And
about
it's
40
looking like
million
it's
pounds.
hard.
Oh, I mean, about 40 million pounds a
Yes.
year, right? That's I mean, 12 million pounds, which is about $40 million if you want to convert it
Yes.
because of the exchange rate, right? Now, Dennis Schroeder, whose career was almost dying, just signed a contract with a commentary king that will earn him 40 million plus for 2 years. I mean 40 million plus for 3 years. For 3 years. Dennis Schroeder, remember
Who aim on Victor Osimhen at his prime.
You remember his Lakers debacle where
yeah.
he walked away from a
Yeah,
contract
exactly,
that was put him in May. At the end of the day, he became an integral part of the Piston because he ended up in the Warriors. Later, he ended up in the Piston. He
I
became
think that's a
an integral
regret. He'll be regretting that.
Who? Oh, well, but
regret
he's making it up. He's
Yeah,
making
and
up for that.
towards it.
And that guy is 30-something years old. So Eden Schroeder, that probably nobody knows about him,
Yeah.
is earning what Osimhen he has been shouting that, look, this is what I want to earn.
Give me what
you
I
understand? And nobody talks about him.
Maybe
Nobody
it's time
knows
for
him. You
Victor
understand?
Osimhen to consider
Basketball.
his career in the NBA.
When I mentioned that young man, I mean, Gambian German,
Yeah.
he plays for the German national team. The number of teams he has actually played for, the way he was finally before this final move. I was asking myself, what did I allow that to? I'm thinking about the Detroit Pistons. You had a team that all of a sudden last season looks like you want to do.
You're going to compete.
You're gonna
yes,
compete.
you're going to compete. They looked very good.
You have the Tobias Harris there. You have there's this Isaiah guy there. Then the shoulder there. Then I'm trying to remember. You have a team that was one of the most physical team. And towards the end of last season, JB staff did an amazing thing.
Sure.
You guys got to the NBA final.
NBA
Then all
final.
of a sudden again, you're showing they let him go. Guess what they quickly did? They signed Caris Levert. I just hope he's going to be a pound replacement for me.
He looks like a good. No, I don't suspect he's a very good player.
He is.
But I'm not one to say. Like you said, there's no a next somebody. So
there's
he
no
has
next
to. He
somebody.
has to just go and give his own shot. I think he's not a bad player either.
That's something
They will compete. No, they will still compete because,
Yeah,
I said, for the Sacramento, yes.
This last Sabonis there.
Exactly.
So,
they
but
still have some core players
They've
there.
let go the
When
Aaron
the Lakers did their shake, they kept the core players. I think for the Sacramento, they kept the core players.
Oh, but they let go one of the key players during the mid-season
Just
transfer.
one.
De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah,
one
just
of
one.
the best
Just
underrated, one of the most underrated backcourt player in the NBA. They let him go. He's with the
Like you call him a backup player, there could be somebody else who could back up as well.
No, I'm making a back cut.
No,
back cut.
I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying. I'm more interested. Like I've been a Golden State. There was a time that this something was about. Was he going to leave? Was he going to sign? And I was like, this is going to be a no-brainer. Keep him. You could let go of somebody else. Keep the core. And those three players mentioned, Damian Green, was it Drew Holiday, and then of course not forgetting Corey. Keep the core. It's basketball. Come on, only five players can be on the court at the same time. So it's not about football. You must have at least 3 good players with some back. And if, like I said, the good thing about let's look at now the team that the OKC. Let me jump a bit. The reason why they won league was because Shai was the main guy, but everybody in that team played their part.
No. I think the reason why they win is we're in the era of parity.
Yeah, no, but everybody played their part. Yes,
because if we're not in the era of parity, that should not happen like that.
So
when the era of parity,
they were not good as if like individually.
They were not explosive stars.
Yes,
in their names,
but everybody played their part.
Before we go, this is of Mike Brown, of course.
Yeah, we have to talk about that.
I'm going to the Knicks.
Yes,
I'm going to the Knicks. Yeah,
he's been offered the job. He has not accepted it anyway.
Well, but he looks like his next destination. He's been out of job for some time right now. And at some point, he was never in the conversation. Nobody was even calling his name because they were talking about the Ime Udoka of this war, the Jasinki. They were trying to.
Have you noticed that anybody, almost the top coaches right now, have had some stints with Nigeria? No. Either as a coach of Nigeria or is from Nigeria. If was not the coach of the Tigers.
If he's dilly-dallying, I will understand. Now
he was awful in that.
No, me, I'm talking about
the Tigers.
No, me, I'm talking about him going to the Knicks. If he's dragging his feet, right, it's quite understood. Now you're talking about a team that let go a coach who has been to the playoff for the past 4 years, who have not missed a single playoff.
So who got to the playoff? There's a big show to fill.
Who got to the conference final? You understand this season, and you still sacked him.
You sacked him a few days after.
You sacked him. So if you're bringing somebody else, you're telling the person, you know what, you're coming to either
win the championship, win the conference. First of all,
looking at this team, he will be asking himself some questions. Is this team good enough to win championship?
That's the question.
Team is not good enough.
Can they win the conference? Well, no, let's not call it. Let's start from the conference first.
Yeah, that's where I'm coming from now.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, right, getting to the conference final was even
was far above their way.
Because nobody thought they're going to pass the Boston Celtic. Nobody.
I for one thought Boston.
If you sack Coach T because of that, if you're bringing somebody whosoever is going to come knows that my task is to go and win the championship.
But Mike is no rookie. So Mike Savvy is also.
He had a fantastic until he started having issue the Aaron Fox and the rest of them. He had he took the Sacramento Kings from nowhere to somewhere.
Yeah,
they came close to knocking the Golden State Warriors.
Exactly.
In Golden State, he was an assistant coach. Yeah. But with the Kings, with the Sacramento Kings,
he was the main man.
He was the coach, and we know what he did. They explained what he did there with Sabonis, with what's his name, the Aaron Fox. They came close to knocking the Golden State Warriors 2 seasons ago in the playoff.
Yeah.
That close. Game 7 was crazy. That this guy have to drop 50 points. What's his name? Steph Curry have to drop 60 points. So he isn't a rookie. But you're talking about the job that, this person was sacked. It's just like when you sack an Ateta right now. You see why he's coming, knows his job is to come and win.
It's winning. He can't be second.
So
he can't be second.
If he's dragging his feet,
it means that
they made a very big mistake. Because a coach for the past 5 years has been to the playoff 4 years, and he has 4 times, and he has gotten to the conference final for the first time despite all the odds against him, not having the most talented squad. What are you talking about? Sacking him was the wrong decision. So whoever is going to that team will be a bit skeptical. You have so many
big
questions.
Shoes to fill.
Yeah. You will be a bit choosy.
I quite agree with you.
Well, we'll see what happens.
I'm talking about Deandre Ayton that just moved to
the Lakers.
To the Lakers, yeah. Yes. Because we were thinking the Lakers are not doing anything.
They're doing something now.
No, initially the first 42 hours.
Good one for him.
Yeah, good one for him.
This is the market side.
No, good one for him. But I don't know if I can say the same for the Lakers.
No, he is good one for the Lakers. They need a center, and in him they have one. And now for Doncic and what's this guy and Anthony
James,
it wasn't a place for play swap. Doncic is a backcourt player.
Yeah.
Why AD is a center.
Yeah.
So since this guy left, what's his name? AD, they never had a center. Go and check his history. Mind you, he got to the final that you want. It was him and what's his name? Chris Paul, Devin Booker. They were the guys that got to that final. He's that good. Then I think after that final, I started having little issue with. I think starting with the issue of his Supermax contract. What they were offering him, it wasn't what he's supposed to be. I think that was where the whole issue started. Then at the end of the day, he later left, ended up in the Portland Trailblazers. Didn't actually cut his teeth there, nothing, but we all know that he's a decent player.
No,
so he's a massive addition.
If
you ask me,
decent player.
he was a number one draft, and one of those few number one draft actually developed. And to even continue with what you said, he has a Nigerian background too. Even the day he came on his draft day, he came with the Nigerian flag. He's just saying he has the Bahamas flag and the Nigerian flag. So he has, I think his parent or something, a Nigerian, born and bred in Bahamas. So he has dual, triple nationality.
Same thing with Giannis too.
Well, Giannis is a different case completely.
Giannis is our blood. Just the fact that
I thought you don't call him
Adetokumbo.
It was even an error.
I don't care. It was when he went to Greece because of spelling error.
I don't want to know.
And it became Adetokumbo. So it's purely Adetokumbo.
So for the Lakers, that addition is massive.
Yeah.
For the Lakers, that addition is amazing. You understand? Then your team is not doing anything. The Golden State Warriors.
They're not interested.
They're not interested. They feel too comfortable, and I foresee a bad season coming next season.
But I've said that already too.
I foresee a bad season.
The other team actually does something amazing.
They seem to be lean back.
Yeah.
You know, feeling that they got it all covered up. No, feeling that last one wasn't even palatable, wasn't as good as it used to be.
They're not that good. The other thing
they're getting aging. And then Steph Curry cannot see. When last Curry give you 15 points a game? When last
three teams for me here are
absolutely.
3 teams here for me are going to challenge the OKC. Number 1, the Magic. Yeah, having a Desmond Bain, Pablo Benchero,
look like a good team.
Jalen Snogs and the rest of them.
Started.
Then number 2, the Rocket. You know, the Rocket just added Dorian Finney-Smith again to that team. To KD. Amazing. Then number 3, Bruce Brown is back to Denver where he won the last championship. Amazing player. I asked myself why he even left. Aside from Bruce Brown, they've gotten some other decent guys. I'm trying to remember their names. They've gotten some other decent guys. And they've let go Michael Porter Jr. So these 3 teams look like they're battle ready. If I ask me today, which team can't go head to head with the OKC next season? For now, with the way things stand today, either the Rockets, either the Magic, or Denver Nuggets.
We wait and see.
Well, it's going to be a big season. Should it NBA 25 or 26 is what we'll be going to. It will be 26 next year.
Yeah.
NBA
26. Yes. Let's see which of these things. But for now, SJ and the OKC Thunders will continue to celebrate.
I wish I was his family member.
The euphoria for 285 super max for SJ is a fantastic contract. And
that was him. Jaren Jackson of the Grizzlies got 240 for 4 years.
4 years.
Which is 60 something too.
Yeah,
it's crazy, man. It begins
and
to
guess what? Shortly after that contract, guess what?
He's doing here.
No, come on, you can't.
So with your size, you should be bouncing the ball.
No. I could play as a guard, maybe. But you don't have the height, man. We'll try tennis.
You cannot play. How can you? No, so in what way do you want to play as a guard? I'm certain that you'll be fouled out of the game every first quarter of every game you play.
I forgive you.
No, it's the truth that you'll be fouled out. But of course, the NBA conversations continue. Remember to follow us on all social media handle. Don't forget to also like, share, and subscribe to this page as we continue to give you everything at the off-season, the trade, the draft,
free agency.
Be sure that Uncanny Sam and of course the Bishop are following it religiously to bring it to you at your doorstep. Off the Pitch, brought to you by Azar Studios.